Yo, watch this. We're gonna make Leo feel real good right now. So sit down and shut up. All right, we have an all-American pickup video, and yeah, no, there's a lot of crap. So let's just go right into it. There's a mixture of games and books in here in one movie. Gonna kick the movie out of the way first. Picked up a copy of Ninja Scroll on Blu-ray, which, if you've never seen, is probably one of the more, I'll say, classic anime for me because it was one of the first animes I saw. Admittedly, there's a scene in there that you probably shouldn't see as a kid. It begins with an R and ends with an E. But I'll tell you, seeing action like this and just, the ninjutsu and the crazy enemies, like, I would almost say, like, I wouldn't be surprised if Sekiro took some sort of inspiration for some of the design here, because this movie does a lot of things. It spawned a sequel, which I never saw. I think there was a series too. Never saw that either. But this movie was one of my favorites for the longest time. And it's literally like only 70 minutes. I want to say it came out in the early 90s, but I have a feeling it was the late 80s, I think. I didn't see it till the 90s on VHS, but at the time, when they were still calling it Japanimation, it was like, one of the biggest things you could watch. I've had it a few times. I never actually had it on Blu-ray, and Best Buy had it on sale for I think it was $7.99. So at that point, it would be kind of dumb for me just not to jump on it. On the Switch, I picked up a copy from Special Reserve Games of the Red Strings Club. This is kind of a cyberpunk point-and-click adventure with some sort of, I guess you could say, morality system in place. You can tell it was supposed to be played with a mouse. It plays decently well on the Switch, with the use of the second stick and all that fun stuff. I did play and I did finish it. It really encourages multiple playthroughs, but after getting the first ending, or my first ending, I really had like no desire to go back to it. I was kind of like, okay, that was fun. I kind of got the FOMO on this one, I think. I'm going to probably keep it, I think. It was a well enough to do game. I think, like, the concept was great, but I don't know. It just felt like, once again, it was one of those games that was just checking boxes for the sake of, oh, it's cyberpunk. Oh, there's this. Oh, there's this. Oh, it's pixel art. Oh, it's pixel art. Oh, it's fucking pixel art. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know why I got this. So this is a roguelike action RPG. It's originally a mobile game. It's on the Switch. They're charging $30. It was supposed to come out a while ago, and P-Cube ran into some technical difficulties. Don't know what that could possibly be because everybody says it's pretty bare bones. Gonna decide what I want to do with it. I may just end up returning it, but I haven't decided yet. Chris Tales. This took forever and a day to come out. It's on Game Pass, so I'm probably... I was going to say I'd probably play it there first, but this, I believe, is PS5 enhanced as well. It is on everything. Unfortunately, it seems that the Switch version, which I originally played the demo of, doesn't really live up to that because the battles, there's a lot of loading. And apparently it's the same on the base PS4 as well. And I don't know if it's the engine or not. I think this is Unity. Sick. Whatever that means. But as an RPG, time travel mechanics, it's from, I believe it's a very small Colombian studio. So really cool. But a lot of people, in the reviews I've read, have actually complained that the game is too fucking short. If it's over 10 hours, I think it's good, especially at a budget price. But, hey, what do I know? Hey, how you doing? From Limited Run, finally got my copy of To the Moon. I'd ordered this together with The After Party, which is in here somewhere. There it is. Is there anything else I got? Oh, and my copy of Scott Pilgrim. So Scott Pilgrim, I really don't need much to say about this. It's a beat-em-up based on the somewhat classic graphic novel and film. I had played this on the PS3 as a demo. I did not like it, but admittedly, I was not really into the whole resurgence of beat-em-ups at the time. Now I am, so... For me, it's much more... I would say I respect the River City Ransom references a lot more now. But I'd also got my copy of To the Moon, which is a RPG Maker game that was originally on PC. I'd played this a very long time ago, and on the PC, and my fiance at the time, girlfriend, was sitting behind me watching me play. And I will tell you, this game, if you don't cry while playing this game at least once, there's something fucking wrong with you and you need to get help. This, for pixels to drive so much emotion and make you feel sad and happy and almost like a hope, means a lot from a development perspective. There is a sequel. I'm not going to spoil why there's a sequel. I have not played it yet, but I do have it on Steam. But I have a hunch it's going to come out on Switch soon anyway. And I told my fiance about it too, and she was even like, "Tell me when it's on the TV," because watching it over my shoulder was a pain in the ass. And a copy of the After Party. This is from the Oxenfree guys. I already played and finished this a while ago, and compared to Oxenfree, I really wasn't that as crazy about this fucking glare. I really wasn't as crazy about this game as I thought I was going to be. Nothing inherently wrong with it. It just felt so, I don't even want to say predictable. It just seemed like a bad teen movie. Or like a bad college kid or high school senior going to college movie. Like, Can't Hardly Wait. It had kind of that underworld vibe, I guess you could say, and ultimately just discovering that, you know, you're a bigger asshole than you actually thought. Voice acting is really good. The ending I got, I can't remember if there's multiple endings or not, but the one I got was really like the slapstick one, which was a satisfying ending, but I was kind of like, not so much. But I love, I believe it's Night School. Yeah, it's Night School. I love them after Oxenfree, and Oxenfree is getting a sequel, so super excited. And I wanted to show them support. Neocab. This is a more graphic, intense visual novel about a cab driver in a post-apocalyptic world. This did come out digitally a while ago from Fellow Traveler, and this was done through One Print Games. And as I said in a previous video, after my first encounter ordering from One Print Games with the middle of the pandemic and everything else, it soured me on the experience. And there was only so much I could, the obvious I can, of course, look past, but from a service perspective, I thought it was just shoddy. So I actually ordered this from PlayAsia because apparently PlayAsia is carrying their stuff. So kind of makes me wonder why it's limited in the first place. And there's a lot more of these small print run releases that we're starting to see available at other vendors and online dealers now too, almost as if they can't get through the inventory. Which leads me to think they're over-ordering. From a collector perspective, that sucks. From a sort of, allowing more people to play it, that's great. I don't really care, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, why make a limited print company if you're ultimately just going to sell it to distributors? That I just don't understand. Case in point, well, not case in point, but B-Side Games, in case you're unaware of them, they're actually going under. So they're just liquidating all of their inventory. They had done, I think, Cat Quest, Golf Story, Kamiko, and a shooter. And their presentation in boxes, you can YouTube it. They all look great. I think it's just market-wise, nobody cares. Or it's just, they just can't afford it. Speaking of can't afford it, copy of Spiritfarer. I got this as part of a Target buy two get one where pre-orders were applicable. I had full intention of playing this before it arrived, and it did not happen. So this is from Thunder Lotus, though, which are very well known for doing a lot of hand-drawn 2D games, like your Sundered, which I really didn't like, and Jotun. Spiritfarer is the next one. This is more of a management-style game, I would say, but apparently there's a very deep emotional story behind it. I don't know what it is, but everybody tells me I like sappy shit, so I should probably enjoy it. All right. More Switch crap. Miitopia. I don't think I really need to say much about this. It looks dumb and silly, all right? It was on sale. I think this was $28 or $29.99 or $32.99, something like that. It's about the price I thought I would pay for it. I'd never played it on the 3DS originally, but everybody tells me, listen, don't let the Miis get you because the RPG itself is actually halfway decent. Busta Fellows, this is yet another one of my Otome games. I believe this is an Otome game. Yes, it is. This is from P-Cube. This is actually considered to be one of the highest acclaimed ones, but other than that, I know nothing much else about it. Aria Chronicle, I know a few people have popped this one out already. I'd ordered this from Amazon Japan because it came quicker. And if I recall, this is more of like a roguelike sort of side-scrolling kind of strategy as RPG, like a Valkyrie profile. So it seemed interesting. All right, last of the two switches. I got me. This I may actually end up regretting. I got the anniversary edition of Akiva Strip, or Akiva Strip, depending on how you read it. I had played Akiva Strip 2 on the Vita, and I absolutely adored it. And it's not even a good game. It is so budget. It is so cliche. It is cringy. It is so... it advertises itself as like a celebration of otaku culture, but it really just pokes fun at it the entire time. For those of you that don't know, Akiva Strip is basically you as a character are stuck in Akihabara, and there's vampires, and the only way you can kill the vampires is to strip off their clothes in the middle of the day, which you do through a beat-em-up mechanic, picking up random shit around town. Makes no sense. But let me tell you, it was probably some of the most fun I had, just because of all the inside jokes, the memes, the pop culture references, all of that stuff just makes it fun. And it's a budget release, technically. Budget enough to the point where everybody said this really isn't an HD remaster. They kind of just up-resed it a little bit, and even then it looks like a PSP game, because that's where it originally came out, and I think it was like one of those Simple Series games, I think. It did get a remake that apparently upped it a bit, but it really just added content. But I enjoyed the second one enough that when I saw this, I was like, oh, that's a day one for me, absolutely. Pardon the cat making noise. All right, following up to that, got myself the Ace Attorney Investigations 2. This has a fan translation. This has been on the list to get for a very long time. I haven't played the first one. My fiance played and finished the first one. So it's about time for me to get the second one. I also got the Great Ace Attorney. I got the special edition from Japan, which really just has a copy of the remasters of the original trilogy. That's in the Switch right now because the fiance is playing it, and I refuse to be in the same room while she does that. So that is why it is not here. And probably one of the most anticipated games for the Switch, Shadowverse. This is based on a mobile game, card game. I guess I don't want to say similar to like a Yu-Gi-Oh, but similar to a Yu-Gi-Oh. And basically you run around a Saturday morning cartoon doing Yu-Gi-Oh shit. There's a competition at nationals and a class president who enjoys the game but not really, and a masked person, and the evil blah 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 and all that stuff. It's all in there. It is pretty much, so far from what it feels like in Chapter 5, it is pretty much Season 1 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal and a combination of the original show, minus the Pharaoh and all that crap. The card game is really fun. I've never played it before. I was actually halfway tempted to download it on the App Store on my phone, but all the reviews say it's basically trash because everybody's played the system and the gacha, and basically you will just lose all the time. And one of the reviews even said if you're coming here from the Switch version, stick to the Switch version. It's enjoyable. You'll actually win games, and you will actually learn how to play the game because nobody's going to wipe you out in 2 to 3 turns. And so far, I really like it. But I've also been playing the Pokemon trading card game on that app, and I will be honest, it is very hard to pull yourself away from that. Especially when you finally pull a card that you really, really need to make your deck not suck as bad. You just tend to keep playing. Oh yeah, and Aria Chronicle came with a soundtrack. Got a physical copy of Blue Fire on the PS4. This is one of those, I guess you could say, I think it's a BAFTA 3D platforming game. This was released quite a while ago. And it's on the Switch. I was going to get on the Switch, but I say it every single time, man. The Switch, when it comes to 3D, I don't know what I'm going to get. So I just went with the PS4. And also from Limited Run Games, my guilty obsession with the KOF big box game. So now we have a copy of 2000. I think this is 2002. Yeah, 2002, the Unlimited match. I think I'm going for the full one. And the other retro game that we managed to get this month was a copy of Dementium 2. for under $80. This was absolute fucking luck. This has been on my to-get list for collecting purposes since like at least 3 or 4 Too Many Games this is. And that was the same with the original one. I had a difficult time getting that, and I had a feeling I was never ever going to be able to find this for an affordable price, and I did. So I'm really excited about that, but I have to play them sequentially. So Dementium is essentially a first-person horror game. A little bit of a shooting action thing. I think I would say minus the, pick up pipes and hit people in the head, similar to a Condemned, with a little bit of a flashlight mechanic. It's by Renegade Kid, who has pretty much been living off of Mutant Muds for the past 20 years at this point. But the first one is a little clunky. Oh, they also made Moon, if you've ever played that. I'm looking forward to getting into this one, but again, I have to do it sequentially. Now, the last bit, we have 3 books. We have Region Locked, which is a book from the Did You Know Gaming guys. They had put this on Unbounded like 5 years ago. I may be exaggerating, but this was basically a crowdfund project that they wanted to do. Basically, just a book of buried treasures in games that never made it to the States. I watch the YouTube channel, personally. I don't watch every video. I tend to watch the ones about unreleased this, did you know, about the development sort of thing on that. And this one, the book is actually very well designed. It was published out in the UK, though, so dirty Americans are going to look at some of the spellings and go, you misspelled localization, not correct. But it's very well done. A lot of these sort of, I guess you could say, YouTube personality books, they tend to follow a similar format. But I always appreciate them. I think it's fun. I think it's cool to see a different perspective and not, just pull up a video, because truthfully, when you have a book in front of you and it's like somebody's looking over your shoulder, you get more of a conversation. Or if somebody's over at your house when people eventually decide to visit people again, due to the obvious, it's a coffee table book. Also grabbed a copy of The Art of Mana. I had ordered this originally from Amazon a while ago, and it literally came broken in half. I don't know how. So I had returned it, and they would not honor the price I paid for it for whatever reason when I said send me a replacement. So I just said, give me the money back. So Amazon had a little bit of a book deal the other day. So this was about, I think it was $16, brand new. So I opted for that. Also went in on a copy of the Breath of Fire book, just because I've never played a Breath of Fire game as of this recording. I'm supposed to. Actually, no, I lie. I played the first Breath of Fire. I had rented it from Blockbuster, but we all know renting an RPG from Blockbuster back in the day is not a good idea. And pretty much I didn't make it out of the first town. But other than that, I have never played a Breath of Fire game, but I've always liked the art style. And they like the art style too. So I thought, let me get this art book, but in the process, I'm supposed to be playing Breath of Fire 4, which then changed to 3, which then changed to not. So I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So I will just continue to play Shadowverse until I am told otherwise, I think. And that's really it. It's time to put all this crap away. I hope I've helped some people feel better about their spending habits. I would like to say this was a very frugal month. A lot of it's old orders, truthfully. But, even if it's like 20 or 30 or 40 bucks I spent, 5, 6, 7 months ago, there's a lot of 20, 30, 40 bucks spent 5 or 6 months ago. So, yeah, you do out that math, you could have bought another guitar. Just saying. Speaking of which, I need to get some new pedals. Anyway, I've been Alex, and I'll see you all in the next video.